Hey Brick Bloggeteers, Will here, and today we're looking at set 21347, the Red London telephone box. Now this will retail in the US for $114.99, and it includes over 1,400 pieces, which puts the parts per dollar thing at just under 8 cents. So it's actually a really good parts value when it comes to this set. The main part of the build is, of course, the telephone box itself, with a little button on the top to light up the interior. It has a door that can swing open. It has a loose piece inside for a little telephone directory. That is a sticker that's on it. In fact, everything that's inside, all the advertising and the telephone dial pieces, those are all stickers. As is the sign that's on the wrought iron fence that says Brickmore Road in Brixton. The parts that are printed, though, are the white brick that says telephone at the top, as well as the red brick that has the crown to show the Royal Post Office, who runs the telephone department. Now, this booth is based off of the K2 model, which was back in 1924, the first edition being in 1919. This was a prize given or set forth and won by a architect. Since then, there's been a lot of other models with the K in front of the name standing for kiosk. Now, if you look at the back, it actually does look pretty good on the back side as well, with this wrought iron fence with the gold tip tops. It is important to note this little arch, which we'll get to right now, that can be actually used as a cord holder, because one of the advertising things is that you can use this to hold your smartphone. These pylons here, these decorative ones, as you can tell, they don't really protect anything, but they actually serve as a way to hold up a phone. And they can handle a lot of weight because there's axles from underneath supporting these pylons, so they're actually very sturdy. If you want to use this back section as a cord holder, you'll take your phone cord and you'll have to remove the fence to feed it underneath and put that back in place, because the cord won't be able to move out from under there. So you can just push it back when you don't need it, pull it out when you need it, plug it into your phone, put your phone there, and you're good to go. And it's very simple to remove the cord if you need to take the cord somewhere else. The lamppost is a nice design. I really like at the top. Underneath the hood, you get these 90-degree bar and clip holders. And it's nice to see the crystal ball piece that was years and years ago being used as a cover over a light bulb. Now, I do want to get a little bit closer into this booth, so I'm just going to remove it off the sidewalk, like so. The sidewalk can come off parts. There's actually 4 corner plates. Let me actually remove the corner plate that got stuck. Put it back in so it's not lopsided. As you can see, another big part of this is all the tiles you get to create this cobblestone looking sidewalk. And in fact, that's where a lot of the part count comes in at. But the neat thing is, with the telephone booth, you can actually keep it as this part of the model if you don't have a lot of space. Inside, it does have a couple of stops for the door. At the bottom, there's a little 1x1 round tile, and up near here is a 1x2 tile to prevent the door from swinging inward. Now, there is an option to build a more modern telephone, so they give you the parts for that. The only problem is, when it comes to bag 5, you have to make a choice, because some of the parts are used in both models. It's not one of those things where you build both and can swap it in and out. Even if you could, it's actually really hard to get your hand in there and pull off the large plates that they're all mounted to. So it's mounted onto a 6x8 plate and a 6x6 plate, and they're pretty flush to the back wall. Unfortunately, they didn't put any way to just punch out the phone to make it easy to exchange. So you're pretty much going to have to make the decision at bag 5 which style you want to go with. I went with the older style just because it's the 24th or 100th anniversary of the kiosk. Now, another thing I really like about the door is they actually built in Technic pin connectors all along the edge of the door, as well as connectors that have a pinhole and an axle. And the axles are in, I believe, 3 spots that fit into the side of the booth, making this very seamless hinge that you can't really see. If I pull off one of the ends, you can actually see there, right next to my finger, is one of the axle holes that it fits into. So that happens in 3 spots along this edge. But because that's covered up, it looks seamless. You get a lot of red pieces, including a lot of these red grill tiles. Inside, they do a really good job at hiding any sort of studs. One of the best parts, though, of this model is the roof, because they hide a light brick, and they actually made it so that it's inverted, so that the crown molding at the top is wall detailed. It's not like the reverse sides of a plate or anything, so it'll actually look very nice. Another neat technique that they use is because the globe is so big, they wanted to fill up the light and kind of diffuse it. Light bricks are notorious for having very directional light. So the way they actually did that is they reflected off of the clear pieces and then built a whole clear box of parts around that section to create a giant box that the light can reflect and bounce and collect in, so that it comes out very much more diffused and fill up that light space instead of looking just like a spotlight on anyone trying to make a phone call. And of course, that whole inverted part is actually turned upside down and just placed inside, so everything around here helps lock it in place. So at $115, this is a good parts pack. It has a good build to it. The only problem is I see this as being a very regional specific thing. So anyone with a connection with London or travel or maybe old style phones are going to be impressed with the subject matter here. The average Lego builder is probably going to pass. And that's a sad thing, because that means we'll probably only get like 1 or 2 print runs of this. I will say that when it gets discounted, these things will probably fly off the shelf, because again, it's a great parts pack. You get a ton of windows with the red frames. You get a nice selection of tiles. You get a good selection of masonry bricks. You got a lot of these Technic connectors that are Technic connectors with bars, a bunch of gold spikes. It's just repeated parts are hard to find, which makes sets really good parts packs. So seeing this and this much repetition makes it a great set. So again, that's set 21347, the Red London telephone box for $115, coming out February 1st, 2024.